President and Vice-Chancellor, as public orator, I, Dr. Paul Jenkins, present Lynne Frostick as a candidate for the honorary degree of Doctor of Science. Lynne Frostick was born in Gillingham, Kent. She went to Dartford Grammar School and then on to the University of Leicester to study for a BSc in geology. Lynne has fond memories of her time at Leicester. Her tutor, Professor Aftab Khan, was very impressed with Lynne, and he now thinks that Lynne was one of the very best geology students there has ever been at Leicester. Lynne remembers field mapping visits to the Isle of Arran and being a member of the university 10-pin bowling team. Lynne stayed in a hall of residence quite close to the campus, where female students had to sign in every night. Of course, this was not required of male students. On grounds of fairness, Lynne refused to sign in, and as you can imagine, this did not endear her to her warden of Hall of Residence, who told Lynne that she was being antisocial. Lynne then moved to the University of East Anglia, and at that time, graduate students had to design their own PhD project and apply for funding for the research. The topic that Lynne came up with was sediment studies at the Deben Estuary in Suffolk. The Deben Estuary is a site of special scientific interest. Its waters flow between North Felixstowe and Woodbridge in Suffolk. During her PhD, Lynne remembers taking sediment samples from an open boat in horizontal sleet at -1 degrees. As a result, she became attracted to geological research in Africa, where at least the climate was a little better. At the end of her PhD, Lynne moved directly to an academic position at Birkbeck College, London. She remembers a very heavy teaching load, which made writing a thesis difficult. Lynne transferred her research from the cold, inhospitable English estuaries to a study of dynamic sediment movements in the deserts of East Africa. She did this in collaboration with her now husband, Ian Reid, and for more than 5 years, they worked with the famous paleoanthropologist Richard Leakey. Lynne moved to Royal Holloway College to set up a master's course in basin dynamics, and she rapidly moved on to the University of Reading, where she took over a hydraulics lab and an artificial river channel or flume, which allowed her to study the physical modeling of sediment movements. During her PhD, she had been denied the opportunity of modeling the impact of algae on mud movements, as the owner of the flume told her that she could not work with mud and algae in his pristine laboratory. Lynne's final move came when she became Professor of Physical Geography at the University of Hull. Lynne immediately applied for funding to construct a large-scale flume which could model the dynamic interactions between sediment and biological processes in the complex environments of estuaries, coasts, and rivers. The Total Environment Simulator, or TES, became a reality in 2001 and still carries out large-scale simulation of ecology, tide, rain, and waves. The facility is owned by and managed by the University of Hull and is available to industry and academia for research and development projects. The TES in Hull created a lot of interest in Europe, and Lynne was soon involved with teams of European hydraulic engineers in a research project called HydroLab. The Dutch directors of HydroLab soon noticed Lynne's superb organizational skills and made her responsible for managing meetings. TES is the only hydraulic simulation facility that has been offered to researchers across Europe as part of the European Integrated Infrastructure Project of HydroLab. During her time at Birkbeck College, Lynne had married fellow geoscientist Ian Reid, and they have 3 children. Research work involved a lot of travel to Africa, and this became impossible with home commitments bringing up 3 children. Lynne transferred her research to using the Total Environment Simulator to work on local flooding issues in the Humber Estuary. As time passed, her children took an interest in Lynne's research, and she remembers one of her sons collecting algae samples in the simulator. As Lynne approached retirement, she needed a new challenge. She was appointed to the board of the Environment Agency to lead flood coastal erosion risk management, which kept her very busy between 2015 and 2022. Lynne's very important work was recognized by the award of a CBE in 2022. Lynne was the first female honorary secretary and only the second female president of the Geological Society. She also received several awards from the Royal Geographical and Geological Societies. If you want to predict an earthquake, ask a geologist. If you want to estimate the chances of your house being flooded, ask Lynne Frostick. Lynne is a first-rate geologist with an exceptional record of research in the field of sediment transport. She has shown how her academic expertise can be applied to flooding in the Humber estuaries and other areas all around the country through her government advisory work. President and Vice-Chancellor, on the authority of the Senate and Council, I present Lynne Frostick that you may confer upon her the honorary degree of Doctor of Science.
Right. This is more than 50 years since I was sitting in the position that you're sitting, waiting to get conferred my degree. And it does give me a great deal of pleasure now to see you all here, such a wonderful, diverse range of people, but also such a diverse range of subjects. And it really makes me feel, oh, I missed out. I should have gone back and done, archaeology, philosophy, politics, sociology, all the other things which, are wonderful things to do, but there's only one life to do them in. I just wish I was coming back for another one. I could come and do one of the interesting things that you've just done. So congratulations to you all. Your tribute to your family, your friends, and everyone who's supported you. I'd also like to thank all the people who have been involved in awarding me this honorary degree. It is a great honor, and it's one that I struggle to feel I deserve. I think I've been very lucky through my life. But some people say you make your own luck, so I think that's probably a message that I would pass on to you all. You've started the right way. You've got to make your own luck from here on in. It also requires the support of others, and at Leicester, in geology, I found great support from everyone around me, particularly Aftab Khan, who was a great tutor to have. He was very supportive. And I'm sure that you've all received huge support from your lecturers, your staff around you, and the students around you at Leicester, because it's such a welcoming place. In my time in London, when I moved to London University, which was a bit of a shock, to start a lecturing degree, having done nothing but research for 3 years. I also had great support. I found myself a mentor, a woman called Janet Watson, who supported me throughout my time in London. And that support was also very important to me and taught me that if you're a woman, particularly in science, you need other women around you to talk to you and to support you. So that's a message I would give to all my female colleagues here. Also in London, I met my co-researcher and life's partner, Ian Reid. So in him, I found 2 for the price of 1. And he's had to put up with all my career needs and everything else throughout my life. And as also with him, I've had 3 wonderful children, which has been a great blessing to me. Geology gave me the background to understand society's need for resources, as well as the environmental and climatic challenges that result from their exploitation. You are the generation who will have to face the consequences of all those exploitations of the past. You are the ones who are going to go out there and deal with society and the environment in a very changing world with a very changing climate. But all of the knowledge and insight you've gained at Leicester will stand you in really good stead. Keep in contact with this university. It's a great university. You chose well. Keep in contact with people here. They're here to help you. Also, do stay in touch with all the friends you've made while you've been here. They are friends that you've made for life, and they will be there throughout your time. I'm still in touch with friends I made at Leicester 55 years on. So if I can stay in touch for 55 years, and I'm not very good at it, you, with all your social media, can do it much easier and better than I did. Congratulations to you all, including to your family and friends who've supported you throughout your degrees. And what I'd like to finish with is to wish you all good luck for the future.